everyone, I'm Kelly and welcome to my channel Kel's Stitches. This is a place where I talk about my addiction to cross stitching and the side hobby of collecting all the patterns and floss and everything that goes with it. Today is Flosstube number 29 and it is 29th of May 2023. So I'd just like to welcome all of my, any new subscribers that I may have picked up over the last couple of weeks. Welcome. Thank you for coming over, subscribing, and I hope you continue to enjoy what you see and what I have to offer. And thank you to all of my returning viewers and subscribers. It is very much appreciated that you come back every fortnight and catch up on all my progress that I have done. So guys, let's get straight into it. I'll leave all my updates, haul, all that sort of stuff till after I've showed all the stitching. Alright, so we'll get straight into it. The first one I worked on was, if I can find it, was this one, which is called Spirit Guides. It is artwork by Laurie Prindle and it is charted by Pain-Free Crafts. That is what it will look like when it is finished. I will put up a picture of what it looked like last time we seen it, and this is where it is up to now. So got a fair bit more done. I don't have much left on this page to finish off actually. And see the little wolfy eye. This is the wolf that is in the neck of the horse. So I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,300 stitches into it. And this is being stitched 2/1 on 18 count aider. Loving this one. I am thinking that with this one I will move across this way and get, so once I've done, so I'm working in this here, obviously this section here, so once I'm finished this page I'm thinking I'll move across or maybe down and I'll just work on this half of the pattern and then I'll go across the other way. But yeah, that's what it is looking like. Alright, so the next one I worked on was this one. It is called Protector and the artwork is by Katie Lipscomb and it is also charted by Pain-Free Crafts. This is one that Darren gifted me there a while back, so I thought I'd get onto it and do it. I will put up a picture of where it was and this is where it is up to now. So as you can see I have filled in a lot more of that wolf face. Slowly getting there. I don't think I've got much left on this page either, so hopefully by the next time you see this it will be a page finish. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,600 stitches into it. It is being stitched 2/1 on 16 count hand dyed aider that I dyed myself. So yeah, that is looking really good. Loving the colors. Lots of blues, greens, pinks, purples. A little bit different from most of my others, which are all neutral, natural tones of your browns and oranges and stuff like that, which I seem to be drawn to. Get in there. Alright. So, the next one that I worked on was this one. And it is called Mini Shaman. The artwork is by Laurie Prindle once again, and this one is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is one of my very first Heaven and Earth designs that I picked up. And I think I forgot to bring my phone in with me. I'll have to go and grab that. Yeah, so this is what it will look like when it is finished. Put a picture up of what it will look like. What it looked like last time we seen it, and this is where we're up to. So as you can see, I am finished the page that I was working on, and I have moved down. Well, this is the bottom of the pattern. So all this section along here is only like, what is it? About 25 stitches, like wide, all along the bottom of it. So I thought I'd work down into it. And I'm still undecided which way I'm going to progress with this, whether I work all along the bottom and then just keep working up the pattern, or what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'll get to that. Worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,100 stitches into it. This is being stitched on 16 count Aida, and it is being worked 2 over 1, full cross of course, because I only do full cross, but haven't branched out into 10 stitch yet, but I don't know if I want to. I enjoy the time, well, the time that it takes. I know full cross, 10 stitch is quicker, but I enjoy the full cross. So yeah, I have started using this bit of like shelf liner. I know Alara she was using it and she said had issues with it cracking her Q-snap because it was too thick. But to be honest, this shelf liner that I have, I don't know if it's thicker in America, but the shelf liner that we get in Australia is actually, it's thinner than the felt that I was using, and I swapped from the felt because I couldn't get enough grip. The felt kept slipping and kept loosening up my fabric. So I went to the shelf liner, and as I said, it is thinner than the felt that I was using, so hopefully I won't have any issues with it. These aren't brand Q-snaps anyway, they're just off-brand Q-snaps, so, and they only cost me like $10 each, so if they do crack, well, oh well, I'll just get another one. But I am considering going moving all to Nerge frames. I am going to get a larger one than the ones that I have been using, just to see if they will keep the tension. I know Darren said that he's got one of the bigger ones and he finds he can't get the tension that he prefers on it. So I'm going to get one and see how it goes. Rightio. The next one that I worked on was this one, and it is called Daydream Sea Turtles. The artwork is by Sheena Pike, and it is charted by Charting Creations. Once again, it's got lots of bright colours in it. Absolutely love it. I love all the Daydream charts, but unfortunately Sheena is no longer with Charting Creations. She's moved over to Haid. So, alright, so I will put up a picture of where it was, and this is where we're up to with it. I stitched on this for 3 days and I got 1,000 stitches into it. A lot. You probably can't see a great deal of difference, but a lot of it is all this lighter greens and the whites and light greys and stuff for the shading. So as you can see, oh, focus, you stupid thing. As you can see, it is stitched, but it probably doesn't really show a great deal of difference. But yeah, I did get a few stitches into it. So that is looking good. I'm working 2 pages, over 2 pages on this. This is not a full page of a Charting Creations. But I will go back to working page by page. I prefer page by page because each little page finish is like a mini finish. So a little bit of a celebration, like, woo, got another one done. So yeah, that is looking pretty good. All right. That back in there. Okay, the next one that I put a few stitches into was this one. It is called Moonrise Song. It is the large version. The artwork is by Abraham Hunter and it is charted by Artisy. So that is what it will look like when it is finished. I will put up a picture of where it was last time we seen it, and this is where I am up to with it. So as you can see, I'm just working in all the trees. I'm heading up the pattern. I am thinking that I will go up until I reach the top of the pattern, and then I'll do the top row, and I'll just start coming down and just start moving across in a typewriter type formation for it. So, and that way, I mean, there is a lot of background in this. The wolves are sort of the focus, maybe in the bottom half, so I really have to get the top half. I found my phone, it's in my pocket in my jumper. So yeah, so there's a lot of background up the top, which I am going to slog through and get it done. But yeah, that is what it's looking like. I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,100 stitches into it. Worked 2 over 1 full cross on 16 count Aida, and it is going to be huge, but that's me. I like my full coverages. I like my big full coverages. So yeah, come on along with that. When I was a monogamous stitcher, I probably would have been nearly halfway through this pattern already, done with it, but I am not a monogamous stitcher anymore, so it's just going to take a few years for it to be done, which is all right because we need a bit of variety in our lives, don't we? Okay, so the next one I worked on was this one, the reindeer from the A Year in the Woods series. It is the number 12. I haven't done all of them. This is not the last one. Well, it is the last one in the series, but it's not the last one I'm stitching. So, and it is by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm pretty sure if you've watched Flosstube and watched a lot of Flosstubers, this is everywhere, or was everywhere, so you're probably very familiar with it. I will put up a picture of where it was. Okay, that's better. I'll put up a picture of where it was, and this is where I'm up to. Yeah, you can just see that coming. So I stitched on this for one day and I got 500 stitches into it. So I got all the snowflakes, these little snowflakes up here, finished all this and filled in his antlers, and then started on his face and started to come down. So that is what it's looking like. It's looking pretty good. This is being stitched 2/1 full cross, of course, and it is on 18 count hand dyed Ada that I dyed myself. So yeah, that is what he is looking like. Slowly getting there, and as I said, as you can see, there is no more on there except for the fox and the swans, I should say. So as I said, I came across to do the reindeer, so then I can just move down and move across in order with the rest of them. So I will slowly get there with that. And the last one that I worked on for this rotation was this one, my Bengal Tigers 2. I don't know who the artwork is by because it doesn't state, but it is by a company called Just Stitching on eBay. My mother-in-law bought these for me for Christmas 6 years ago, and I thought, well, she bought them, so I might as well stitch them. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so I'll put a picture up of where it was, and this is where it is up to. So I've moved the Q snap. It's a hoop you use in your clown. I have moved the I was just about to say it again. I've moved the hoop, the round thing, that wooden round thing. It is called a hoop. I've moved that. I am on the last page, as you can see. That is the back of my work. I have stitched the rest of it, so I am on the last page. I know I've been saying for a while that every time I'm like, oh, I should have this finished by. Yeah. I'll definitely have it finished by this year, I think. I hope. I really hope that I've got it finished by this year, but yeah, that's what it's looking like. Just I've filled in the little bit of the face here of that other tiger, and then the rest of it is just background. So I stitched on this for one day, last night actually, and got 460 stitches into it. It is being stitched on 16 count Ada. Now, because I am on the last page, and because Pattern Keeper now, you can sort your threads from the least amount to the most amount remaining, all I am doing is just going down the list. I am just working my way down from the least amount to the most, to what has the most left. I think last night I ended up getting like probably 8 zeros on the list, because I only done 460 stitches, but there was like 3 colours. It might have been more than 8. How many? Might have been 10 or 11 colours that I got done. Because there was like 3 or 4 of them that had like 6 stitches. 2 stitches, 3 stitches left in it. So I'll knock them out of the road, and then I just kept moving along. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. Slowly getting there. Hopefully I finish this year. And then I can start something else next year. Or start something else of when I finish it. Put something else in rotation. I have a few patterns that my mother-in-law gave me at the same time. I think there was like half a dozen patterns that she gifted me. And yeah, some I was lucky enough to get that one in Pattern Keeper, and then with additional updates, those patterns no longer work in Pattern Keeper. So I am going to have to either use a paper copy, or I'm going to have to go to the other app, which is Markup RXP. But they are charging quite a bit for it now, and I'm still not convinced that it is as good as Pattern Keeper, but I think I'm going to have to give it a go. All right, I haven't totaled up. Give me a quick second, and I don't have a pen on me. $7,060 stitches, and I worked 13 days. Yeah, I only missed one day. So yeah, that is what I done for that fortnight. Of course, I will be changing on to my next rotation, which is these ones. So you got Adventure Awaits, Sans Souci, my Advent Calendar, my Happy Mood Points sampler, Shaped Wolf, Mini Top Frog, Waterhole Masters, and again Spirit Guides. I know I just showed you some that I worked on in this fortnight, but that was because the previous fortnight or rotation that was meant to be stitched on, I ran out of days. So being one of my focus pieces, I didn't want to scrap it for the month, so I just pushed it into this rotation and didn't do a couple of my other projects. So as you know, I do have the 8 full coverage that are my focus pieces for this year, and they will be the ones that get worked on the most, and they will get priority. So if I think work or life is getting in the way, I will cut down on stitching on my other projects and push them to the forefront to get the stitches into them. But yeah, so that is why Spirit Guides is going to be shown again next time. All right, what will I go to next? Bit of haul that I got. I was getting a little bit of FOMO from seeing everyone, well, not everyone, but seeing a few people buy these. So I got onto Amazon and I bought 2, and I think I am going to have to go and purchase a 3rd one. But it is these, the 2 Emma Condon books, Cross Stitch for the Earth and Cross Stitch for the Soul. Both have 20 designs in them. They're absolutely gorgeous designs. So that is, they're the designs that are in this one, which is the cross stitch for the earth. They're absolutely gorgeous. I am going to go through and just put a little post-it note on the ones that I want to do first, and then I'll probably go through and do all of them eventually anyway. And that is the ones that are in the other one, which is cross stitch for the soul. So yeah, they're really lovely little patterns. Emma does some great stuff. So, and some of them are small, some of them are big. And then the third book, of course, is cross stitch for the heart. I didn't get that one. I don't know why. I should have just bought it with those two and they would have all come together. But I don't pay postage because I am an Amazon member, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just get on and buy it when next time. So that is those. Then here in Australia, sorry, there's going to be some crinkling here and I'm going to have to move back because so here in Australia, our big craft store, one of them anyway, is called Spotlight, and they were having, at the moment they've got DMC on sale for 90 cents a skein, which is and that's running until August. So I did have it in my mind. I had my book and everything all. So I've got a little black notebook that I've got all of my patterns listed in, with all of the floss lists and how many I need and all that written into it. So there is quite a few. I haven't got up to writing these ones in, but there is like 70 odd patterns in this book that I have to get floss for. Most of them are full coverage too, so just colour me crazy. So yeah, and I had it in my mind that I would go, because usually I buy the DMC numbers 0 to, is it the 0 to 35, 38, whatever it is, 0 to 30, from JK's, who was at 80 cents, but I think she lifted the prices up to 90 cents. So I was going to go into Spotlight and just get them anyway. Saves having to pay for postage and all that sort of does, you know, before August. And then Spotlight had a sale on, and they sent out $40 and they've sent out vouchers, and if you spent $100 you use this voucher and you got $40, so essentially it'd take you back to $60. So I was like, sweet, the DMC is going to be even cheaper. So they sent out 2 vouchers to each VIP member. So we were in Coffs Harbour one day and I made use of it. I got some placemats I've got an idea of finishing when I get around to doing more patterns. And I got just some little, it's just a little trim. Thinking I'll use a red and a green. I think I'll use those for my advent calendar ornaments. I was looking for a gold or a silver, but they didn't have any, so red and green it is. And then I went to the DMC and the partner was with me, and as soon as I walked in the door I grabbed a basket And he's just looked at me like, oh no. And we went to the DMC and I pulled my book out and I started, and he's just standing there and he's looking at me going, why don't you just grab, like, just go along and just grab one of every colour? And I was like, no, I can't do that because I have a list here. I know what colours I need. So here I am throwing them all in the basket. And he's standing there going, how much longer are you going to be? And I said, just give me a basket. You go and wander. Come back to me in half an hour. Anyway, he stayed with me. And then he's gone. So I went, he's looked at me and he said, so how are they going to do these, like, at the counter? And I said, the kicker is they have to scan them individually because of stock take and stuff like that. And he's just looked at me and went, oh, whoever gets you is going to hate you. And I was like, nah, she'll be right. Anyway, we got to the counter and I dumped them out. And the woman just looked at me like, are you serious? So this is my first, get that up there. This is my first lot of DMC that I got. There is probably 150 skeins in that. Yeah, she had to do them individually, but I was nice. I didn't just stand there and let her do it. I was nice and I lined them up nicely for her with the barcodes up so she could just use a little scanner and beep, 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 beep along. Didn't take us that long. And then she printed out the receipt. And she was laughing her head off because when she held the receipt up, she goes, oh my God, that's longer than I am, or taller than I am. And the other lady at the other registers just looked like, lady, you're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I am crazy. So that was in Coffs Harbour. Poor woman. I did say to her, I'm sorry, I won't come back and do that to you again. Unless you have another sale with another $40 off ticket. No, yeah, no. Yeah. So then I got home and I was like, shit. I got home and I was like, hey, I've got another $40 off. They gave me a bonus voucher. So I went into my local one here in Grafton and done the same thing. And got some more. And so and this is my second lot of DMC. It's raining DMC. No, sorry, shouldn't sing. No one needs to hear that. I do want to keep my subscribers. So, yeah, I got two big piles that now I have to go through and put them into the individual kits that I got them for. So, and I got another long ass receipt. Actually, I think this receipt's longer than the one from Coffs Harbour. So, and that's it folded in half. I can't even see it, I still think. So, yeah, poor ladies. They'll probably see me coming next time and go, oh, hell no, not this woman again. But, you know. And that's what we do for the love of our craft. And as I said, usually I would not... Usually, you all know that I buy CXC because it is way cheaper. But at 90 cents and then $40 off $100 spend, well, it works out pretty cheap if you ask me. So I kitted up a lot of my smaller patterns. So like, you know, those ones that I bought a while back, the living books and stuff like that. Yeah, I kitted all those up. So, and then my big full coverages, I will just by CXC4. So that is that. And then my last, a bit closer again. My last bit of haul was, we all know that Haid Heaven and Earth Designs just recently, and I don't know if it's still going, but they had their Memorial Day sale happening. And of course, I couldn't help myself. I told myself that I was not going to buy any more Haids, but you know, YOLO. So I bought myself a couple of patterns. These are not minis. I know quite a few videos back I did say, oh, I'm only going to buy minis. The ones that I'm doing, Waterhole Masters and stuff like that, are not minis, so... Ooh, shivers. I just kicked the tripod. Sorry, guys. Nearly knocked yours over. So, yeah, I bought 3 patterns. First one... Far out. Let me turn this light off. See if I can get the clip. Way, hello, we're in the dark. No. Aha! That's better. So I bought this one. It's called Wicasa by Laurie Prindle. I have had this on my wish list for long time. And I was waiting for someone else to get it as a mini. It has never happened, so I've just gone, oh, bugger it, and I bought it. So, yeah, that is Wicasa. Then I got this one, A Rising Tiger by Vincent High. If you were in Darren's Dizzy Stitches Facebook group, there was a few of us that were like, well, we should make this a sale next year. I think Cass Jeep Girl Stitches was one, and there was a few others that jumped on board, and I said, yeah, look, I'm happy to go with that, but I am not stitching that whole thing. So I am going to crop it down and probably crop it not too tight, because I still want some of them vibrant colours in the background, but I am going to crop it and to take out, especially down here, to take out a lot of this, and oops, at the side. I just don't think you need that whole thing. So when I load it to Pattern Keeper, I will yeah, just crop it. And then this one is purely Darren's fault for me buying it, because on his Flosstube Extra, where he asked us to help him choose which ones to his new starts for next year, this was one of them, and I was like, well, there was actually two of them on there that I seen, and they went straight on my wish list. And then as soon as the Haid sale came up, I had to get one of them, which was this one, which is Animal Totem by Ciro Marchetti. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, thanks, Darren, for enabling me and getting this on. So that will eventually come into my rotation. I have to, of course, cut fabric and kit it up and everything first, but that is, yeah, one of those. I was considering getting a couple of others, but I am going to be buying a couple of patterns from Pain Free Crafts next month. I'll turn this back on so you can actually see me properly. There we go. yeah, next month my Crystal Club voucher comes in, so I will get a kit and a couple of extra patterns on top of that I've had my eye on for a while. And I'll buy a Nurge frame from Sarah as well. So yeah, and that is all my haul that I've got. I haven't had anything else come in that I know of. No silks or anything like that. They should be in this week. You watch, they'll probably arrive in the mail after I finish filming. So yeah, that's it. That's all my haul. Life has just been life, you know, work, not much play. We did do our local council had they called it a marquetta in the main street of our town. It was funded by the government, and it was to get people back into the main streets of small regional rural towns and showcase some of the local businesses in those main streets. So it was a whole sort of, I nearly had a carnival feel to it. There was market stalls with all of us food businesses where we were supplying street food and stuff like that, and they had a local music going, and they had games and face painting and all that sort of stuff for the kids. So we done that last Saturday night. It was really good. You probably see that I've got a little bit of colour left in my hair. I did semi-permanent dye my hair blue and purple, just because, you know. But yeah, so what, we're heading into June. June's not too busy at work, fingers crossed. So I should still get some decent stitching in. Going into July is another story, because at the start of July, or midway through July, we have our local race carnival, like horse racing carnival here, and we do all the catering for it. So that's like thousands of people on the main days, and I think there's like 3 or 4 main days. So, and they are long days. Like I'll start at 6 o'clock and probably won't finish till 6 or 8 o'clock in the evening. So that might cut into my stitching a little bit. And yeah, and then as you all know, the daughter and I are going to Pink in February, and then the Chicks have announced their Australian tour in October. So I jumped on and got tickets for us, and so we will be going to the Chicks in Brisbane in October, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, why not? All right, I think that is it. That is all my life update. That's all my haul. That's all my stitching that I've got to show you. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in and watching me do my thing. You know, yeah, so thank you very much. It is very much appreciated. I really do enjoy doing these and showing you my progress. I have started posting more on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, my stitching account is Kells_stitches. There is, I will put it down here so you know which one. There is a few other accounts that are very similar to mine, very similar names to mine. So, but yeah, it is Kells, KELS_stitches. But yeah, so I am trying to post more regularly on there. You will see, once I've finished stitching, I will post on there with my progress. So yeah, but what I was saying before I went on that tangent was thank you for tuning in and coming to watch me every fortnight. It is very much appreciated. I really do enjoy doing these and chatting to everyone in the comments. I do try to get back as soon as I can. Sometimes I will just heart them and then I'll come back later when I've got time to reply to them. All right, guys, I will leave it as that. My next video will be in 2 weeks' time. So that will be on, what's the date today? Today's the 29th. That will be the 12th of June is my next video. We will officially be into winter here in Australia. As you can see, I've got a big jumper on today. It was a little bit chilly this morning. I think it got down to like 2 or 3 degrees, so just a little cold. So yeah, my next video will be the 12th of June. That it will be my update. I may do an extra on walking through or flipping through these books and discussing which ones I may stitch down the track. Or I might leave that until I get the 3rd book and then do them all together. We'll see. All right, guys, I will leave it as that. We're already nearly at 50 minutes, so I think I've rambled on and off. I will, if you've got this far, thank you very much. Thanks for putting up with me. So I'll leave it as that. Wherever you are in the world, please take care and stay safe and happy stitching until next time, or until I see you next time. Bye.